art time. So firstly, I would like to apologize for the angle of this video. I'm working with what I've got. It's just my phone on a little like phone stand. If I could have like a better top-down view or a front-down view, I would, but I just can't. So unfortunately, we're just gonna have to make do with what I've got recorded here. Secondly, I'd like to talk about what this piece actually is. So it is actually a little commission I did for somebody I used to go to middle school with. She had actually asked me if I could do a portrait of her and her boyfriend to surprise him as a gift for their anniversary, which was on September 25th. I got it out to them in time for that, obviously. And in the time I was actually working on the piece, he ended up becoming her fiance, so he actually proposed to her while I was working on this piece. So I actually ended up giving her a pretty big discount on this artwork as a kind of like, hey, congratulations for getting engaged. Also because she is somebody I knew and I grew up with, I really didn't mind all that much. I do tend to sell myself short on artwork when it is for people that I know and that like have known for a good while. I really don't have anything set in stone for commission pricing, which is kind of why I'm so lenient for people that I know. I do know that like my parents and my boyfriend all kind of complain to me that I am underselling myself and I need to charge more, which I do know. But if it was a complete stranger I'd never met before, I would definitely charge them more. So she kind of ended up only paying for shipping for this piece, which I didn't really mind. Let's talk about process for a little bit here. This portrait is a 10 by 13 on Bristol board, and it is done in graphite pencil, and I'm using the Faber-Castell 9000 drawing pencils in 4B and 8B. Those are my absolute favorite pencil weights. I pretty much only ever use those two pencils for anything, especially portraits, which is what I kind of specialize in, is doing portraiture. And I'm also using a blending stump, obviously, to kind of get those smooth transitions and to actually get my values to be what I need them to be and to kind of carve out the face there. I did mention that I was using Bristol board, but I honestly feel like that was kind of a mistake. I didn't actually really like using Bristol board this time for this drawing. It's not the first time I've used this Bristol board with these pencils for a graphite portrait. But this was the first time I kind of encountered my Bristol board kind of indenting from my sketch. I do my sketches on different kinds of paper and then transfer them on using a light box or a carbon transfer. And this time I noticed that it really indented into the paper and made it so certain areas wouldn't actually fill with graphite as I was working on it. Some like the obvious areas to me are in the lips. I find you can actually see the line of the lips. I don't know if the video picks it up all that much, but in real life, when you're looking at it close, you can actually tell that the paper had been indented and that graphite wouldn't sit in the indents. So as I'm working away on the suit here, you might notice that I've actually only like worked on him here. And that's because I prefer to work top down, left to right. So I'm going to do the top left to the bottom left, and then I'll move on to top right to bottom right, and that's because I'm right-handed, and to not smudge as much pencil everywhere, it makes the most sense for me to work that way, which is why I do one figure first and then the other, especially when they're configured next to each other. I'm about 2 hours in. Hopefully I only have about 2 hours left to go, because it is Sunday at like 8:15 in the evening, and I have to have this shipped out tomorrow on my lunch break at work. So I have to get up early in the morning tomorrow anyway, so I've got to try and get this done before midnight, which, if it's midnight, that's another 4 hours, which I don't think it's going to take me 4 hours to finish this. So fingers crossed I get it done in time. Why am I so oily? What the hell? So finally I'm getting to work on J here because I've finished top left to top bottom, so I'm going to start top right, which means I'm doing the left hand side of her hair first, like the viewer's left hand side of her hair first, because again I have to work left to right or else I'm going to be smudging graphite everywhere, and I don't really want that because I do not like cleaning up graphite all that much.
You need to check this part of this saga. It's so freaking cool. Well, looks like it's time to retire this 8B pencil. He's just a little nubbin. That's why I have another full-size 8B, because I love 8B and 4B pencils, so I stockpile them. This is what the tiny nubbin used to look like once upon a time, is this full-size pencil. I also still have lots of use for teeny tiny pencil nubbins. They're great for making little graphite dust to put in backgrounds and stuff. So I hang on to my little pencil nubbins, and they're not dead until they're gone, like completely gone.
So I'm going to apologize here. In a moment, my time-lapse is going to cut out. My phone actually ran out of storage to do time-lapse. I could record video clips still and take pictures. I just couldn't do time-lapses anymore.
Just no little updates. It's my camera ran out of storage and I can't record time-lapse. It's tape peeling time. Hopefully she thinks it's done, because I think it's done, so. I'm in love with the creeper on the low. I'm trying to fuck bad as hell. She's a keeper. I just okay, let's not ruin this paper now. In the cave to get cash, she got a thick ass. I'm in love with the creeper. I'm in love. Creeper, I hardly know her. You know I'm a grower and not a shower. How did you get so thick with no curves? You a whole snack like an hors d'oeuvre. She's hissing like a demon. I'm in her nether regions. We're sailing on a wave. Hey, let me explode. Nerve-wracking. I want to rip the paper. Feed you weed to get you in the mood. My blaze rod's got a little erection. I can't get you off my mind, so I gotta craft a way to make you mine. Planks and sticks, baby, give me a sign. And break the bed, cause we ain't sleeping tonight. I'm in love with the creeper on the low. I'm trying to fuck bad as hell. She's a keeper. I just hope I'm enough. I got a diamond pickaxe, I'm gonna kick ass. She's twerking in the cave to get cash, she got a thick ass. I'm in love with the creeper, I'm in love. And final piece. A new bay. Oh no way, that's what I was gonna say. Oh that's tight, dude you gotta meet her. My girl too, she's a Minecraft creeper. What? Holy shit, I think we fell for the same chick. That's impossible, who she gon' pick? Should we battle like Liam Neeson? Not necessary if we have a threesome. Hey girl, we got a proposition. Look at that. A whole lot the seed, yeah. Don't wanna put you in
Queen pull all the way around.
got bone meal to feed, yeah. No pressure, we just thought that it could be fun. Hop onto the mine shaft, do it like a speed run. We can keep it on the low, baby, what do you say?
Yes.
Oh, nice. Sick. We're in love with a creeper on the low. We're tryna fuck bad as hell. She's a keeper. I just hope we're enough. We got a diamond pickaxe. We're gonna kick ass. She's working in the cave to get cash. She got a thick ass. We're in love with a creeper. We're in love. We're in love with a creeper on the low.
So here is the final finished portrait. I heard from Jay over text that she actually really did like it, though I never heard from her when she got it in person if she loved it or not, when she could actually physically see it. I'm proud of this. I think it turned out great, and I'm assuming she did too. I hope you guys liked it. Please like and subscribe if you did.